What's up everybody, this is Anthony from GranddaddyHerps, and in this video I am going to give you an update on clutch number 1 of 2014. This clutch was from a Bumblebee male to a normal female, and here are the babies after they have shed. And this is also a good opportunity for me to kind of show you guys differences in genetics and kind of a way of explaining the dinker. The word dinker and what people, use it for and kind of abuse it. And the reason being is I got a couple variations of the same morph in this clutch that I believe just has to do with the parents, not necessarily meaning that they're dinkers, but how people can perceive these animals as being dinkers. So for instance, I have this female normal, your typical ball python normal. We got an escapee right here. Let me put the lid on this one just real quick, just so it won't escape while I'm explaining this. But this is your typical normal ball python. Nothing too special. This is what you would expect to get. Beautiful normal, beautiful animal, hands down. It's gonna make an awesome pet for somebody. Or maybe it will start off as a pet and work its way into a breeder. That's typically how baby female normals start off. And then of course once they get of size, people want them because they're able to breed them. But this is for sale. Gonna sell it locally. I mean, unless you really want this shipped, I mean, by all means go for it. But you can get better than this shipped for, less than $100. But anyway, so here's one example of a normal. Okay. And now here is something that you would get in your clutch that you may think is a dinker, but really isn't. Okay, and what dinker is, it's something that's out of the ordinary, that looks kind of ordinary, but you want to breed it to find out if it is different or not. So this is another female normal ball that I got, and look at the brightness of that one, of this one versus this one. I mean, the camera's doing a great job of picking up the differences. These guys are so excited to be alive, but look at the color variation. People would consider this dinker. Now I'm not considering it dinker because I believe it just comes from the Bumblebee. So it's the normal that developed the Bumblebee, whereas this one I feel is the normal that came from the mom. I mean, yes, this is bright. You might jump the gun and be like dinker, 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 but if you see this in person, it's not really too crazy. I mean, the camera's this is an instance where the camera's doing more justice than what it really is. Usually it's opposite, but nothing special. I just think this is where the Bumblebee comes from, and I think it may have something to do with why my Bumblebee is really bright. So I think genetically, yes, it's influencing my offspring, and I'm gonna show you another pair that I believe has the same influence. So I don't think it's dinker, I just think it has genetic influence. I don't think it's gonna prove a new morph or anything like that. Again, I just think it has genetic influence. So let me show you guys the next pair. One second. Alright guys, so next up is a pair of spiders, and they are both females as well. And again, let me show you the differences in genetic influence. Not that it's genetically dinker or anything like that, but genetic influence. So here we have a really nice high white spider female that is for sale. If any of you guys are interested, please PM me. I'm looking to get probably about $100 plus shipping on these females. I feel like they are definitely worth it. I feel like they are quality examples of the spider morph. And if you're not happy with paying $100 plus shipping, you do not have to buy from me. And you can keep your comments to yourself, because I can be like a ticking time bomb with the negativity. So let's just leave your comments to yourself. But anyway, here is a nice example of a high white spider with a very low wobble. The only time my spiders have wobble is when I'm handling them and they want to get out of my hand, and then it kind of throws them off balance. But anyway, so here's one. Now let me show you a brighter spider. And again, look at them side by side. Genetically influenced versus, you know, just, you know, your typical spider. And unfortunately for this spider, this one's gonna make it look not as great. But I think this one, again, if I can control these spiders, I guarantee you I'm gonna get the wobble out of them, because they both have a very small wobble only when handled. But again, the genetic influence. Look at the spines. Look at this one versus this one. This one is not for sale. This is gonna be a holdback as of now. Just too nice to sell, and I kind of want to hold something back from my very first clutch that I've ever hatched of ball pythons. A lot of people don't know that, but I've actually never had success hatching. I've had 3. This is my 3rd clutch. One was all slugs, and the other one had 9 eggs, but I had a thermostat malfunction and cooked every single one of them. So female spider holdback, and this one is for sale. Again, 100+ shipping. Of course, I do the group thing. If you want to buy multiple animals, please let me know, and I'll hook you up. Of course, I will offer a payment plan. I mean, $100 isn't much, but if you need one, please let me know. These guys have insane chin patterns. Insane. Look at that. And they are just so beautiful. Such high contrast. But anyway, back to the point. Differences between genetic influence and dinker. I don't think that there's a special gene going on. I kind of thought so at first, but that was just me being too excited. I just think it's genetically influenced. Let me get on to another genetically influenced pair that I have. One second. Alright guys, so here we go again. More genetically influenced pairs that I have. And it may not even be genetically influenced. It could just be one's nicer than the other. But I believe there is genetic influence in these pairs that I have. It just has to be. It's got to be what explains it. Because for instance, here is again a female pastel that is for sale. This will also be $100 plus shipping. But I think I have a pretty nice line of pastel that came from the Bumblebee. Again, this is a nice example of a pastel. Really blushed out head. Really good for any super pastel combos that you're looking to get in the future. But really nice design. Again, super nice pastel female. Okay, now let me bring the other one to show you the difference. This one is a male. Unfortunately, I really wanted to keep this one, hoping it was a female, because I have the male Bumblebee, so there's really no need to keep this one. But look at the difference. This was the really bright one that I was hoping to hold back again. Super blushed out. They've all had their first shed. I say they both have an equally blushed out head, but this one, the yellows on it are just screaming versus the yellows on this head, but they're equally blushed out. So I think genetically influenced is this one for sure. If you look at the spine, look at that little hatchet. The spine is definitely brighter on this one. He's a male. He is for sale. I'm gonna do again just because of how well he came out. I'm looking to get 100 OBO on this guy plus shipping. I know you can get pastel males super cheap. That's why I'm throwing an OBO at you. But if you want to have quality over, you know, the best deal you can get, this is quality, people. This is what you want in your collection if you want to have a name for yourself. Yeah, anyone can buy a pastel and anyone can breed a pastel, but the type of babies you have is really going to impact sales and things like that. And it's going to impact your viewers when it comes to YouTube. It's going to impact what your future plans look like. So make sure you get quality. I was really lucky with the Bumblebee. I didn't know what I was doing, but turns out I picked up a really badass looking male Bumblebee. But look at the difference. So they're both 100 plus shipping. OBO on this guy, I'm firm on her. I feel like she's definitely worth it. Again, I will offer deals for anybody that wants to pick up a pair or more. But that's really all I have as far as showing you genetic influence versus dinker. I think the dinker is something that has to be proved out before you could throw dinker in it. I would say the proper term for something that we would typically call dinker would be an unusual looking normal that I'm going to try to prove to show a difference. Something like that. Or you can go with Drew the Entertainer and call it a super dinker. Whatever floats your, whatever sinks your floater. Anyway, let me show you the Bumblebee. Bumblebee male that I hatched out, because he is also for sale, so I'll let you guys take a look at him. Alright guys, last but not least is my male Bumblebee that, fortunately for me, it's for sale. Fortunately for you, it's for sale. I really wanted to hold back this beautiful looking Bumblebee, but unfortunately it's a male and I have the father. No sense in having two, but look at this example of a Bumblebee. Just fantastic. By the way, Lenny from Demonic Reptiles, he hatched out some gorgeous looking bees as well. But what you probably can't see is this bee has a white head. So I think when it came to genetically influenced, I think I got lucky, and this one would be the example of that. Super white head, and if you saw those pastels, they were blushed out as well. This guy's like above the eyeballs, it's just like glowing. And then just got some awesome patterns. This guy is going to be 200 plus shipping. I don't want to say I'm firm on it, but I'm pretty much going to stick with my guns on it. Look at that blushing. You rarely see that on bumblebees. I mean, you see the spider patterns, but you rarely see blushing in bumblebees. It's just not that common. PlayStation triangle right there. And knew I was a fan of PlayStation. A little Pac-Man with the little eyeball right here. But just an awesome looking Bumblebee. This was like the ultimate thing that hooked and sank me into ball pythons. This was the first morph I ever had, was a Bumblebee. And ever since then, I mean, I was hooked. I got my first ball python when I was 12. At that time, only clowns, albinos, ghosts, and pieds were out. And there was a couple unnamed morphs that were out. The clown gene is what really caught my attention at first. But the Bumblebee in my adulthood is what brought me back into the game and what got me breeding. But yeah guys, 200 plus shipping. These guys have all had their first meal. I'm going to ship them after 3 meals. So hit me up again if you need like a little payment plan. Just please let me know. Get yourself a badass looking ball python. Any question guys, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you like what you saw. For those of you who are new, please subscribe, comment, rate, and have a good one. Peace guys. Thanks for watching.